Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, Legit Boston, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening to us in the audio realm, leave us a comment, rating, or a review. It's a free and easy way to help support Going In Raw. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson at the $1 mark. And you'd be surprised at how far $1 goes right here on Going In Raw. You get the show ad-free, and you get a shout-out to our latest patron, Lizard Man.
Welcome, Lizard Man.
I wonder if our lizard overlords will be taking over Going In Raw at some point, Larson. I was thoroughly tickled when I saw Lizard Man himself. Not just any man, Lizard Man is our latest patron.
Yes.
He's found some extra dollars to throw our way.
At the center of the earth.
The center of the earth, exactly. These names on Patreon are great because they're either like super goofy or they're just amazing actual names.
I know.
It's never anything boring.
What category does Lizard Man fall?
I think it's a little bit of an A, a little bit of B.
Yeah.
I think it's his actual name, and it's kind of goofy.
It's a shoot Lizard Man.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
This is Friday. This is new show.
Friday morning.
New show.
Where
we talk about the news of the week, or at least since Monday, or if there's something that happened huge during the week since that day we did the special video. We haven't done that since the Moxley Talk is Jericho podcast. This is just all the news of the week.
Yeah. Look, if something big breaks and we're in the position to do something that makes sense, then we'll do that. Mm-hmm. This week, there's just a bunch of kind of interesting stuff. The thumbnail and title to this video is totally clickbait because I don't see this happening, but I kind of also could see it potentially happening.
Yeah, well, let's get into it then, because I agree with you. I don't see it, but the pieces are in place for it to happen. This all comes wrestle.
You say pizza's in place?
Pieces are in place.
That pizza last night was delicious, and I've got some leftovers over there.
Oh, can I have some?
No.
Damn you.
No.
So this comes from WrestleVotes. And one tweet has led to countless news stories.
I know. We really should be, like, everybody hopped on this. We're Johnny-come-latelys to this one.
We are, but this is just the nature of our schedule. Anyway, this is what WrestleVotes had to say. Quote, I've asked what the payoff is to this major Shane McMahon push and TV time allotment. No one seems to have a solid answer. One source said he could see, in quotations, WrestleVotes adds, just his speculation here.
No news.
Shane being the one to defeat Kofi for the title. That would be something.
It'd definitely be something.
It would be something. So before we continue, this is purely speculation from WrestleVote's source. This is not actual firm news. Speculation. But this is apparently someone, I would assume, inside WWE.
Yeah, and I could totally see it happening. I really could. But here's the thing. There's a couple things here. WrestleVote says, I've asked what the payoff is. They probably don't know. Vince probably doesn't know at this point. Everything we've heard, man, up to this point is things are happening week to week.
Yeah. I'll tell you what the ultimate payoff would be if Shane were to win the title. That'd be Roman beating him for it.
Yeah.
The groundwork is in place for that to be the case.
Sometime between now and October, probably. Yeah, so that Roman walked into SmackDown on Fox.
Or on the first SmackDown on Fox, he beat Shane for the title.
Yeah, that could be.
The groundwork is there, man, especially if Roman starts taking losses to Drew and Shane and Drew combined. They go their separate ways for a bit. Shane goes, not that I want to see any of this happen.
No, of
Shane
course not.
goes, and with the help of Elias and Drew, defeats Kofi for that WWE title at SummerSlam. Then back into the feud with Roman.
Nobody would like any of that, though.
No.
Nobody would
if they think that's going to help creative or help the ratings, wow, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
People would be so, like, they would be not into that.
No. Shane should not be top heel on any program.
No, he shouldn't. The ratings are so crap right now. and there is a tangible disgust in the air.
There is.
Over how creative's going down, and this would be more of just problem.
What was the primary conversation coming out of SmackDown? Too much Shane.
Too much Shane.
Why was there so much Shane on my television?
Too much Shane, and
Live TV?
nothing else really happened.
But here's the problem. I worry that WWE, ever since he's come back, WWE thinks, well, Shane's always gotten a good response.
Yeah.
Whether he was doing something interesting or not, when he was a face, whenever he came out, he got a good pop.
Yeah.
Always has. Since he's turned heel. And this isn't to say that Shane's been doing bad work. I think his heel run's been relatively entertaining.
Yeah. I don't need 30 minutes of it.
No, I don't need 30 minutes of it. As like the perfect spot for him was that feud with The Miz.
Yeah, right.
That was the perfect.
Yeah, it was.
The sweet spot where he's on TV just enough to do some fun, interesting stuff, but he's not the focus.
Yeah.
Once Shane becomes the focus, it takes away from all the other immensely talented wrestlers on the roster.
You know who he's basically replaced? Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just the Baron Corbin. Like, this is the same. Man, WWE signs a million. They snatch up as many names as they can, and you know, they lose some of them to AEW or this person, that person.
Probably more coming up.
Yeah, no. Well, Meltzer talked about that. I don't know if you have this in here, but
no, I don't, because it's just kind of one line. People are counting down the days.
And this is nothing new, but he says that, you know, there's plenty of talent backstage at WWE simply counting down the days to the end of their contract. As a result of the success of Double or Nothing, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's Friday, so this is going live Friday morning. In a couple hours from when this goes live, those tickets are going to be on sale for All Out.
Yeah,
I will guarantee. How much would you like to bet that? What was it last year? Was an hour? Or I'm sorry, 30 minutes.
30 some minutes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm predicting this is going to be sold out in an hour. I think it's going to be sold out.
I think it could rival what happened last year if the site holds up. I don't know if it's through Ticketmaster, if it's through the Sears Center stuff. And I think a lot of the issues that happened last time around was that the site crashed.
Yeah.
I think if the site hadn't crashed, that show would have sold out in 15 minutes.
Yeah. The demand is absolutely still there.
Yeah.
There's so much positive energy and positive buzz going to All Elite Wrestling right now. and so it's not surprising that wrestlers want it. Look, man, you've got guys like Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis on 205 Live doing really, really good work. Mm-hmm. Why aren't they in a larger spotlight like this? Mm-hmm. Why don't they have this role? You've signed actual wrestlers, guys who can actually make it look like they're throwing a real punch. Shane would be great as a minor authority type heel guy.
Or if you want, have him be the guy that's kind of the
leading a faction of guys leading a faction of alphas.
Yes, but the man actually in ring leading the charge is not him. It's Drew McIntyre.
Right, exactly. Yeah, an alliance of sorts. As opposed to Drew looks bored these days.
Yeah, this is like his third or fourth stint as henchman.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely terrible. You have all these great names. I mean, look at how stacked that United States division, the U.S. Championship, the 6-man tag match we saw on Raw. Look at how stacked that is.
Yeah.
Any number of those guys can be in the position he is in. They're actual wrestlers who have been signed, who you want to keep.
Yeah, and yet over on SmackDown, Finn can't get on TV, Nakamura can't get on TV, Rusev can't get on TV.
Right. Any one of those guys could be in that position, actual wrestlers, and instead they're all probably just counting down the days, like Meltzer says. It's absolutely silly. It's
ridiculous,
and it's completely within the realm of possibility. He's going to win that title.
Totally. I'm guessing whoever that source is that Rest of Us has within WWE is, I'm guessing this from their perspective, not a shot in the dark. That's their speculation.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
I would. You know, they said it's just his speculation.
Speculation, totally.
I'm not saying that they know that. Oh yeah, no, I've heard this. It doesn't sound like that's the case. But it's like if you understand the landscape of what's going on, and even as a fan, it's not difficult to understand this. Mm-hmm. He's getting obscene amounts of time on TV, and I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I could see that happening.
Yeah. It's got to pay off in some respect. I don't know if they know how it's going to pay off or not.
People are going to. If you think people are tuning out now, the idea of a McMahon holding that title, that's not like heel heat, man. That's just I don't want to see that.
That's turn off the channel.
I'm not interested.
Watch, or I'm going to turn it to All Elite Wrestling Heat.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know. It's if that's in the future, if that's up for discussion, even they got to think again.
Yeah,
they got to think again. Totally. And I'll touch on this one last thing. Again, goes to the conversation we've had seemingly ad nauseum at this point about their inability or unwillingness to develop new stars.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
because this is a situation where they could easily have someone else in terms of the in-ring action, have Shane's proxy in the ring. Mm-hmm. And use a storyline like this to give someone some serious rub. Yeah. Potentially. And they don't do it. They just have Shane in there. Yeah. And again, against The Miz, that was fine. It made sense in the context of the storyline. But now that it's going beyond that, where he's just a jerk and exerting his influence to benefit himself and his friends.
And just talking endlessly.
And then wrestling a lot, too.
Yeah. And actually putting up a fight against Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That's silly. That's really stupid.
Like, it made sense with Miz, because Miz would beat the hell out of him, and then he'd squeak out a win. Yeah. That makes sense. And I understand Shane needed Drew to finish the match against Roman, but if he's having any sort of competitive match against Roman, that's simply not believable.
I know.
It's simply not believable.
Yeah. Roman can eat how many F5s against Brock Lesnar, and he's having a hard time against Shane McMahon.
I know.
That didn't make any sense.
I know the whole thing about him being best in the world was kind of, it was all tongue-in-cheek to begin with. It was kind of a joke.
Yeah, I know, but they're kind of making it into a thing.
A real thing now.
Yeah. I know. It's really silly. Anyways, before we move on, here's a word from the sponsor of today's episode, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients to your door.
HelloFresh makes conquering the kitchen a reality because they do all the planning, shopping, and prepping, and their deliciously simple recipes take about 30 minutes to cook. With HelloFresh, you get pre-measured ingredients and easy-to-follow 6-step recipe cards with pictures delivered to you each and every week.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. HelloFresh offers 3 meal plans to choose from. Classic, veggie, or family, and you can switch between the options whenever you like. Get out of the recipe rut and start cooking outside of your comfort zone by discovering new delicious recipes with HelloFresh.
We had a chance to try HelloFresh, and it was awesome. The wide variety of recipes offered is impressive, and the food, how was it, Steve? Fantastic. I especially love the pork burgers.
Yep.
Those were good. The Italian meatloaf, that was good as well. And everything I prepared was delicious and easy to cook. And right now, friendos can take advantage of HelloFresh's special offer. Get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and using promo code GoingInRaw80, all one word.
That's right. You can get $20 off your first 4 boxes by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and entering the promo code GoingInRaw80.
Thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and using promo code GoingInRaw80, all one word.
Absolutely. I was trying to think of a good segue.
We really got to work on our segue game. It's not
really
good.
Do.
It's not good. So I'll just do this. Oh, you didn't know? That Road Dogg was a guest on a recent episode of X-Pac podcast. That's the most annoying, obnoxious segue probably possible.
What's it called? The 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 360.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like XY. He's got a new little image for his podcast.
Yeah.
Him wearing like a tuxedo or something like that.
Yeah.
Very professional.
Yeah. I mean, hats off to him. He was at StarCast every day at his booth, signing for everybody.
That dude's a worker, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So many people are like there and they just like leave for endless amounts of time.
Yeah.
Wrestling conventions are hilarious.
Yeah, they're great.
But anyways, yeah, he was there. He was talking about the differences between working WWE creative and, of course, NXT. This is a transcript that I'm going to read from Wrestling Inc., so thanks to them for that. He says, for SmackDown, I wouldn't even go out there and do rehearsals anymore. I very rarely talk to the talent because I was just in the writer's room or in with Vince going over the show or, whatever we were doing. I was kind of isolated away on the creative side of the railroad track, so this is a disconnect. And then the talent calls me on a Wednesday when I'm prepping for a meeting to go in to pitch a show or whatever. Road Dogg said that his new role in NXT is not etched in stone and it's still kind of evolving, but he did produce the Riddle Strong match at TakeOver 25, saying, so I was the producer on that match and I don't think I'm telling stories out of school here, but they came to me and said, guys, I'm 50 years old and I got over by ducking a clothesline and wiggling my knees. I don't dare put my foot into your wrestling ring today because I'm just going to screw you up. So y'all do your thing and let me wrap my head around all the things you're doing so that I can make sure cameras are in the right place so we can shoot it. Thank you, Road Dogg.
Yes.
Thank you, NXT. Thank you, Triple H. That's how it should be done.
Exactly. This isn't Road Dogg a la Vince coming to Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong and telling them who they are.
Yeah.
Road Dogg, recognizing his own limitations, says, I'm not going to mess you up. My job here is to help tell this story for television cameras. You tell me the story you're going to tell, show it to me, and then I could tailor the TV presentation to enhance the story being told.
Yeah.
Man, that is refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Man.
Meanwhile, if we back up a second, because I know you give me that look like you wanted to say something, talk about the SmackDown stuff that he talked about.
I remember an episode of...
This sounds very checked out. Of
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it seems like circumstances required him to check out. I remember an episode of Total Divas or Total Bellas. I can't remember which one it was. And there was a bit backstage. I don't even remember who he was talking to. It might have been Talia. Or was it Paige? It was Paige, I think. Anyways, where he was having a discussion about something creative with the talents. And it seemed like he was relatively involved going over stuff. Maybe his role was different back then. This was a couple of years ago. Maybe he was a producer. Maybe he wasn't the head writer for any show. But when your role as a writer, as a creative, it'd be akin to, I think in certain respects, to if you're a director, you're writing a scene, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's more just like a screenwriter. Where a screenwriter, you write your script and you hand it off to your producer, and the producer hires a director, and it's made. And at that point, you're largely uninvolved unless there's rewriting potentially.
Yeah.
But it feels like Road Dogg, based on what he says about the Takeover stuff, that he wanted to be more like a director.
Yeah.
You know, like a director, depending on the film, on the scene, on the actors, they might be more hands-on, they might be more hands-off. And it seems like in this situation, he's like, okay, you the actors, you know what the scene is going to be.
Yeah.
You know the beats you need to hit. You know, I'm not going to get in the way of your process to insert my creative vision. My job here is to facilitate the telling of the story of the scene.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it seems like he got away from that on SmackDown, which is maybe what he wanted to be doing.
I was just in the writer's room. I very rarely talk to the talent, which is crazy to me. Like, these scripts just sort of appear in front of the talent.
Yeah, I know.
From like small, like lower level writers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of how Dean made it out to be on Talk of Jericho. And those lower level writers, they just get yelled at by wrestlers, and they go to Vince, probably get yelled at by him. Take it back to the wrestlers, get yelled at, and
I know,
then something happens.
These poor writers in the middle of everything just to get yelled at by everybody.
Eventually, the wrestlers have to be a gorilla, and they have to go out to the ring and do this stuff. So
eventually, it just seems like the argument has to stop because the show must go on.
I wonder if any of those writers out there are just like, they got the timing down on how long it takes to go to Vince, and then what they have to do with the writers. So they're like, well, if I just chill in this hallway for a second, for about 3 minutes now, that'll give me enough time to go to Vince and then get back to the wrestler. But at that point, they're going to have to go out there. So there's no time for me to go back to Vince. So they're just stuck with what they have. And they don't want a note from Vince saying, you have to read everything.
I would not be surprised that kind of jockeying happens.
I will guarantee it has to.
Yeah.
It has to. If you're savvy enough, if you're tired of getting yelled at, you're going to do that shit. You're going to do that stuff. Very rarely talk to the talent. I was just in the writer's room or in with Vince going over the show, which is probably Road Dogg standing there while Vince, let me see that, is furiously doing this.
Oh, he's got his red pen. Yeah. Rewrite. Scratch that out. Move this here.
This is good shit.
Yeah, he's
writing his own shit.
Yeah.
There, type it up. Get it to the talent.
And only to have the talent be upset and bring it back to Vince.
Yeah.
Vicious cycle is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Road Dogg also talked about why he thinks takeovers, the formula of takeovers, works. This is what he said. Quote, what I love so much about it is, and I think it's part of the formula that people like, is, look, there's 5 matches. You go to a live event, you can probably get 6 or 8 matches, but you tune in for Takeover, you get 5 matches, 6 tops, and all the titles are on the line. That's not every month, so the titles and the story can build a little longer. It says revenue is great for the takeovers, and this last one proved that it doesn't necessarily have to coattail or piggyback a bigger event, so it stood on its own in a town that we don't run a whole bunch anymore, and so it did really well.
That's interesting to hear in terms of, because so we have, like, you know, obviously in the newsletter, I believe, I'm just assuming, it would have been the same week. Is the latest numbers for this last takeover, is it in this newsletter or is it in the previous one?
Because it was on the 1st.
It was on the 1st as opposed to the 7th.
Or 7th, which was the Super Showdown, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, I want to see
what it was on the
on this, it'd be the second week. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, here we go. So number 4 I think you're right, on the second week that it was out, was still Takeover Bridgeport. I'm assuming that the prior week was number 1.
Yeah, I would assume so.
But I wonder, that does gives them some, at that point, some freedom to not have, look, you're always going to have takeovers with the big 4. We
Obviously,
know that.
yeah.
But if they want to expand to, and I don't think they should go anywhere close to more than 6. I think 5 is probably the most.
That's what they're at 5, yeah.
They want. I think that's probably the most they should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 6 would be a good sweet spot every 2 months.
Well, I kind of like the idea if you have one tied to the 4 major pay-per-views and you have one that's kind of floating somewhere in late spring. I think, in the last 3 years, I think it's worked pretty well.
I'm trying to think where in the schedule.
Because you have
Mania and SummerSlam, and then SummerSlam and Survivor Series.
about 3 months.
3 months,
About
yeah.
2.5, 3 months till Survivor Series to the Rumble.
Yeah.
And usually it's about 3 months from Rumble to Mania.
Yeah.
And then you have about 3.5, no, closer to 4.5 months between Mania and SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's good to have one right in the middle there.
Really makes sense. I mean, we're never like, oh man, I feel like it's been forever since the Takeover.
No. And he's totally right. It allows storylines to breathe. You don't have to have these. Because how often they had a pay-per-view match and just felt like, oh, all right, this is a spinning wheels match. Perpetuate
that's
feud.
coming up in a week.
Yeah.
That's coming up a week from Sunday.
Yeah.
Stomping Grounds. I mean, it's going to be a glorified episode of Raw.
Yep.
Nowadays, you can't even call it a glorified episode of Raw or SmackDown. It's just a glorified episode of Raw.
Yeah.
Because what happens on Raw happens on SmackDown.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't actually do anything. They really start anything on SmackDown.
No, they don't.
Not at all.
So, yeah. Although it was interesting. We had mentioned this during, I think, Overrun. This is totally like a non-news thing, but evidently that new SmackDown logo.
Oh, legit?
It seems like it's legit. Who knows if that's final form? Maybe they're just putting it out there as sort of a general idea of what it's going to look like. A placeholder, yeah.
Big thing was to be a placeholder. They would use the current one. So that's the one people are familiar with. But you never know.
Unless they just want, maybe the point they're trying to get across is it's new.
Yeah, it could be.
New. We're doing something new.
It's new. The thing is that it's new.
The thing is that it's new.
And I did, in terms of the fonts used, kind of align with their overall sports aesthetic over at Fox. They tend to use blocky fonts.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll look like $1 million. I'm sure it'll be great. I like new stuff anyways.
Yeah, get Cletus on there and I'll be on board.
And give us a theme. Who should power rank? Who should drop the new SmackDown theme? I want a theme again.
Yeah.
There's no theme anymore.
Yeah, we don't have themes on Raw or SmackDown really anymore.
I know. I heard Papa Roach did one for Raw.
John Tesh.
Oh man!
But it would fit like I don't know who did the NFL on Fox one.
John Tesh is NBC4 Live.
I know, on NBA and NBC. I realize that.
Yeah.
But I don't know who did the NFL on Fox.
Yanni. Oh,
I don't know who did that. Who did that?
Find out.
Tie it all in
on Fox.
Do a dubstep remix of that.
Artist
or some sort of EDM remix.
Scott P. Schreier.
Sure, have him create something. A little more edge to it.
Come on, Scott. That's great, Scott. That's great. Anyways.
That's great. That's who should do it.
Yeah.
Tie it in.
I don't know, man. What do you think of where are you coming down on this SmackDown fight? You think you're gonna get their creative asses in line or what? Yeah, it's gonna be more.
No, their hand will have to be forced.
It can't just be a bunch of Raw recaps though.
No.
That's got to be gone, right?
You think so?
Raw recaps are out.
You think so?
More time for wrestling.
I don't know about that, but less time for recaps, hopefully.
They'll find some other asinine way to fill
the
time.
If
more Shane promos.
If Fox's attitude is you want a more sports-centric programming, you'd think the focus would have to be in the ring, and you'd tailor your roster to highlight a more sports-oriented approach.
They should highlight more Shane promos. That's what you really want to do.
Yeah, because when I think of peak athleticism,
you think Shane?
I think Shane McMahon.
He sweats just doing a promo. Just doing a promo.
I know.
He gets in there. He does the shuffling thing. He starts sweating.
Pouring
just
sweat.
Buckets.
I know. Pouring sweat. And
buckets.
His face turns purple.
I'd probably do the same thing. I'm a profuse sweater.
I am too. But here's the thing: we're not elite athletes, and neither is Shane.
Oh man, you know who is an elite athlete?
Cody.
He
is.
I was going to say CM Punk.
Well, I know that his time in the Octagon proved that not to be the case.
Well, he's probably a decent athlete. He's just not, being an athlete and a fighter.
I don't know. If I had to list his top 5 skills as a professional wrestler, I don't know if athleticism would be on the top 5.
All right, fair enough.
He's
storyteller, promo.
Like he's got a good moveset and stuff, but he's not the type. He's not an elite athlete.
Probably wrestling knowledge is up there over athlete.
He's the decent athlete, but he's not an elite athlete. Anyways, I mean.
This is rundown CM Punk hour. Now, Cody's talking about CM Punk and All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, that's what he'd say. Quote, last year, something with All In that we noticed is that at the actual show, there wasn't a single CM Punk chant. I seem to remember that's the case. I thought, great, okay. It's not that they don't like Punk, but they know that we're here and we're putting on this show.
Of course, because it's in Chicago.
Yes.
That's the point.
This year, I don't expect anything different. I've been very honest about that. Door remains open. The fans have never given up on CM Punk. If he wanted to be a part of AEW, we would do everything in our power to make him a part of it. But I have 25 to 35 brand new stars. Guys like Jungle Boy, guys like MJF, ladies like Kylie Ray, Britt Baker. If I was to spend all my time in trying to recruit just one CM Punk, I would be doing a disservice to them. I felt in the past with my own career that a disservice that has happened to me on occasion about putting someone ahead of me. You always hear a discussion of part-time, this and that. I don't want to go too far there, but I want to make All Elite Wrestling about the performers we have. That door will forever remain open to CM Punk. He was very good to me in OVW. He was a great person to learn from in the ring. I had a good relationship with him. That door will remain open, but for All Out, the main focus for me is Hangman Page and Chris Jericho, determined the very first AEW World Champion.
That's good. Very diplomatic, and that's
the right
good.
attitude to have.
Yeah, it's good attitude to have. Develop your stars.
I don't know. Did the Young Bucks ever say that any formal offer was ever extended to Punk? Because I know he said no one's actually ever made him a firm offer.
Yeah.
But I thought they made it sound like there was some communication.
Well, I thought there was word that Tony Khan, like he was the first guy Tony Khan.
Yeah. That when he started
approached.
about thinking of promotion, that the first name that he thought it was CM Punk.
Yeah, I don't know if the Bucks have ever said that or not. I don't know, but that's good to know. I mean, I would say the odds of him actually wanting to come back to wrestling are probably super slim.
Basically zero.
I think we've heard before that he's incredibly frugal, doesn't need money. Probably if WWE offered him, $10 million to come do the Saudi show, he would laugh in their faces.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it.
And he'd wipe their butt with whatever contract they sent
There's
him.
no way he would do that.
But I think that if he did All Elite, it wouldn't be about the money. It'd be about either helping his friends, getting back to something that's fun about wrestling, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think it'd be all of the above. I think if he thought that AEW would,
it's obvious he doesn't need to help them. That's
no, it doesn't seem to be the case. But if he thought that hey, I can help put this company over by giving a bit of a rub just by having my name attached to it, yeah.
If he thought that there was some fun to be had and it was something he was interested in, which I wouldn't put past him, if especially with the stuff like Moxley, and seemingly he just seems like he's there to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And he said money was like the last thing on his mind.
No, he said they didn't even talk money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually they did.
At some point, you think
He's
like
like
he just signs a contract. Like, I got paid $2.
Tony Khan Venmos him like $13.86. Anyway,
yeah.
Why the 86 cents? I don't know. I just had that in my account.
It's after taxes.
After taxes. So yeah, that's cool. That's good. That's good to know that CM Punk has a door open there.
Doubt he'll ever walk through it though.
Yeah, I doubt that. Although they're kind of not doing. It's funny because Meltzer pointed this out in the all out official promo thing. Of course, they have the Chicago star scheme here.
Yeah.
But so many wrestling fans obviously
associate that with CM Punk.
With Chicago-made Punk.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or Chick Magnet Punk.
Chick Magnet Punk.
Right, whatever it is. And so, I don't know, they might want to be careful with the Chicago theme stuff because then it might just give people the wrong impression. Well, because people are generally dullards, is my point.
Well, yeah, people need to look at the flag of the city of Chicago and see that they have that's directly from that.
Let's see here.
See?
Oh my goodness gracious! Look at that. Chicago is stealing CM Punk's logo, man. What is going on there?
Other way around, Steve. In fact, the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I should. One of the plans for, I think we actually have a Going In Raw shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
And that's kind of like that,
It's
yeah.
very much like that.
Yeah.
I should do another one for All Out, even though we're not going to be there. but have it like just be CM Punk's face, but like going in Raw also.
Have it be my face, but do it like a amalgam his face and my face.
How about like he's sitting in the pipe bomb position
And just put my head on his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
That's good. I'll do that. Well, where am I in that?
Do this. This is
Okay.
better.
Two-headed?
No.
Two-headed person?
You have the contract signing for the SummerSlam match between Punk and John Cena.
Okay, yeah. No.
And then I'll be Punk and you be John Cena.
I have a better idea.
What?
Two-headed man doing the pipe bomb.
Or
And it's
that.
you and me.
Or that.
We're sharing Punk's body.
All right.
That's creepy, but I love it. I'm going to do
That's
it.
a Ripley's Believe It or Not type situation.
I know,
So I'm
exactly.
on
That was
board.
like
I'm
my
on
favorite
board.
back
I'm
in
on
the
board.
day.
I'm on board.
Two-headed Chang. Remember that guy? He just had like a weird mouth and an eye right here. He's like,
Yeah.
Anyways. Oh, man. What a bummer. We got to talk about Impact now.
Yeah.
I thought that they had dug themselves out of that hole of bad perception,
Not completely, because
bad reputation.
when you got your TV network not airing your show or the right show.
Oh, man. What a cacophony of errors there. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's not hilarious for Impact, though.
Pursuit Channel, just a rundown. Pursuit Channel. Who'd have thought that Impact would be such a headache for them? Those people at Pursuit, they're probably like, man, we got all these hunting shows.
Well,
just sort
hold
of,
on. Who would have thought that Pursuit would be such a headache for Impact? They're owned by the same company.
Please hear me out. They're sitting back. Imagine you're working at Pursuit. You go, this job is cush. This job is so easy. All these hunting shows.
Half-hour hunting show, half-hour hunting show, half-hour hunting show,
And nobody,
half-hour gun show.
Nobody watches them, so nobody cares.
half-hour archery show,
And then Impact comes along. It's a 2-hour show.
2-hour wrestling show. How do I put this to send it out to cable provider so it lists in the DV in the guide correctly?
Right.
Like 1 2-hour block. I'm just used to putting in stuff as a half-hour show. 4 half-hour shows, fine.
Exactly. So now people only get half hour. And then we've got this great Michael Elgin versus Rich Swann match. They go to commercial. Endless commercials.
17 minutes commercials.
All you can eat commercials.
We had a lot of make goods
I'm like,
because
what?
no one watches the channel.
Exactly.
Oh wait, this. All right, I'll put tape in for this episode. Play.
I'm going to go to lunch now.
It's last week's episode. Previous week's episode.
Oh, man. But the
What a
lulls
disaster.
the lulls don't end there, Larson, because
Well, if you're Killer Kross, they do.
because Killer Kross recently appeared on the Wrestling Perspective podcast. Have we
Yeah.
met them before?
I don't know if we met them, but we've heard of them.
Have we?
before.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. They did the shoot. They were in the news recently for
I
something.
want to get an Impact star to talk shit about Impact on here.
Isn't the one with Petey Williams?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
No way. He's like an Impact guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Petey Williams podcast. Yeah, it's Petey Williams podcast.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought. Oh no. Did Petey Williams leave Impact then?
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Does he have is Killer Kross going on an Impact employees podcast to talk shit about Impact? That would make all the sense in the world.
That'd
by
be
the way.
Prime Impact, pretty much.
It would be Prime Impact. So anyways, yeah, he was recently on the Wrestling Perspective podcast and spoke at length about the reports that he asked for his release from Impact. While confirming PW Insider's report that he asked for his release, he did dispute some of their details while adding some details of his own, and this transcript is from Fightful. He says this: I had an idea of what I would like to be and where my value was when signing with Impact. They had another idea. I decided to humbly pay my dues and showcase what I believed, what I believed, and what I was certain that I knew I would be worth. When we got to that point, we had different opinions of what that was. I will humbly say that I barely existed in the pro wrestling world prior to Impact. Man, for a guy who wasn't around very long, he made a name for himself in the non-WWE world because I think he's terrific.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
I never asked for anything that I didn't think that I didn't deserve, and never asked for anything that I didn't think I couldn't contribute back. I was led to believe that it was not available. If you get to a job and are told something you're looking for is not available, and then you find out 6 months later that it's not true, that it is available, and other people have it, that's upsetting.
I wonder if he's talking about in PW Insider, they reported that he went to Impact to try to renegotiate something on par with the upper mid-card guys reportedly getting, probably low six figures, and they counter-offered with something well below that.
Yeah.
Maybe the actual details and numbers aren't exact on what PW
Yeah.
Insider said, but I wonder if that's generally the gist. That seems about what I
Like,
got from this.
I want low six figures, and they said, "What are you making now?" And he said, "Like 3 figures per appearance." And they said, "Okay, we'll do that." Well, that's just what I have now.
That's what I have now.
Perfect
Deal.
deal. Deal good? No.
He continues, when we were trying to figure out where we were landing on things, it just wasn't working. What was being offered was not going to work. I wasn't angry or upset about that. I understand that. What was counter-offered to me wasn't something where I could stabilize my personal situation.
That's horrible.
Yeah. It's the phobia of my career being over faster than I anticipate and having nothing to show for it when you have to take care of people. I personally don't need much, but when you have people to take care of, circumstances change. Getting told to get another job by your job, that's effed up. You're struggling to make ends meet, and the job you have is telling you to take another job so you can keep that job. It's like working at a corporation being told to go work at McDonald's.
Which, by the way, many Americans have to deal with these days. You would just think that a guy in his shape, his look,
Working for the third largest promotion, third or fourth.
he wouldn't have to go get a job at McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know?
And now I think it's widely understood that Impact talents can take independent dates.
Yeah.
Out so long as they don't conflict with their Impact commitments.
Yeah.
He did speak about that. Let me find that quote. I didn't put it on the thing there. His way to say, quote, I could do the independent stuff, but I think that's a short-term solution, and it could go up in flames. He also talks about if you don't have guarantees and you're not clearing enough, hypothetically, to pay for health insurance, there's a lot of pitfalls in pro wrestling. Nowadays, there's a certain level of compliance, a certain level of this is an opportunity, you should take it because it's all you got right now that's promoted. So I wonder if he thinks, if I do the indie stuff on the short term, if I get hurt, it's going to create a bigger issue down the line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Now, Ryan Satin on Twitter also took a little paraphrase, a bit of the interview as well, and that sort of led to a conversation between some wrestlers, one of whom is associated with Impact currently. Ryan Satin said in the interview Killer Kross did with Wrestling Perspective podcast, he says Scarlett Bordeaux, who of course is linked to Killer Kross, they're in a relationship, I believe, is living at home with her mom and still working a 9-to-5 job because of how little money she's making at Impact Wrestling. Impact has not agreed to release her from her contract.
She's like prominently featured on the show too.
Yeah. She like of all the buzz they've generated over the past 12 months, she's a large part of it. The smoke show and all that stuff.
The talent search and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. David Starr after that said, which seems like a very David Starr thing to say, I can't begin to tell you the rage I'm feeling now. He does angry very well, by the way. Let's see here.
All ego Ethan Page.
Yeah, Ethan Page then said, nobody put a gun to anyone's head and said, sign this contract. Let's start there first. Even if the contract is terrible, it was also without a signature too at one point. Ryan Satin then countered with, I understand your point, but I also think human decency should play a factor as well. If someone tells their boss they can't afford to live with their current wage and the employer won't give them more, they should let them out of their deal, not take advantage of the situation.
And that's what Killer Kross says. It's like, if you don't think I'm worth a certain amount, and you're not willing to pay me that amount because you don't think I'm worth it, then, and I can't sustain myself on what you're paying me, let me out of this so I can prove to you that, yeah, I am worth this.
For a moment also, within the wrestling landscape, let's even take out human decency and just focus on good business practice. Do you want the perception that you're a place that doesn't treat their wrestlers with the appropriate amount of respect and are willing to negotiate with them for a deal that they would appreciate? Given that, what have we said before? Everybody's signing places. Mm-hmm. So there's competition out there.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep them or no? Do you see value in or no? Do you want the perception out there amongst other wrestlers that your place is a place that treats people?
It seems like in this scenario, Impact has traded not paying people on time for just paying them peanuts.
Yeah. That's what it really seems like.
Yeah.
Ethan Page continues. He counters with, and he's sort of towing the company line, kind of. But I mean, I understand his point. I don't believe any of this should be discussed publicly. He then publicly says, nobody else was in the room when they agreed on terms and signed a contract to work together. We are also free to work as many indie dates as possible, which to me is an endless stream of income and possibility.
Everybody's situation is different.
Everybody's situation is different.
I mean, if Killer Kross, as he said, has people he has to take care of financially, maybe the combination of working Impact plus, this is speculation, working Impact plus some indie dates plus working, because I know he showed up in AAA from time to time.
Yeah.
I think he might be advertised for the next major show.
Oh, in AAA?
Yeah, I think so. I thought he was on the poster.
That's cool.
And plus, who knows if the commitment he has to, I guess he said family members, right?
He says people he's taking care of.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that.
It doesn't necessarily have to be family, I guess. Maybe that's not just a financial commitment, but a time commitment as well.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
Yeah. In any event, like we've seen them in person, and they're a killer-looking couple, man.
Talking about people who were there at StarCast all weekend.
Yeah, they're there for a while.
They were there every day.
Yeah, and I mean that dude. I think he's got a ton of potential. I don't know when did he actually like? He said he wasn't. I don't know. I said killer.
I mean, he's got a great look. He's jacked.
Really good promo too.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot in terms of his body type and how he moves to Randy Orton.
So he debuted about 5 years ago.
He's 33.
So he made his Global Force Wrestling debut in 2015 in a losing effort against Bobby Roode. He faced Joey Ryan, Kurt Hawkins, Congo Kong. He was in. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He was in Lucha Underground. Boy, he sort of went from bad deal to bad deal, didn't he? I mean, at some point, he gotta say.
But I mean, if you're starting out and you have promotions saying, "Hey, here's a contract that can provide you with some level of stability," and then it turns out it's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, I totally understand Ethan Page's point of view in that, you signed a contract. Look, man, it's always a good idea to have lawyers look over contracts. And I know that's probably easier said than done because a lot of these wrestlers obviously aren't making a ton of money. So it's like, now I got to approach an entertainment lawyer and have them look at this contract to make sure. And if, the lawyer's probably is going to say what you're thinking is that this is going to do wonders for exposure. But do you really want to be locked in this deal for that amount of time?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that's just good business in any endeavor. Make sure you're not getting locked into something that is going to screw you over in the end. And I think he's learning that right now. So that sucks.
Yeah, hopefully it all gets worked out.
I hope it does, man. I hope it does. Like Impact.
Impact doesn't want the perception that they're being cheap.
Yeah.
I understand that they're not in the best of situations right now. I'm sure financially, it's not like they're got money growing on trees. Their TV deal is basically non-existent.
Seemingly, the Pursuit channel has run out of some basement somewhere that I'm like, wow.
It's basically like a ham radio operation. That's what it seems to be.
We've actually leased studio space in our back room to Pursuit
We are
Channel.
Pursuit Channel.
We are the Pursuit Channel. Oh man, let me see.
Goodness.
I want to see how many employees they have. Or like, is there any info on Pursuit? I don't know.
I think they're supposed to be available.
They have a
in
Wikipedia.
like 40 million homes. Is that what it is?
They're out of Glenwood, Alabama. They're owned by Pursuit Media. Slogan: We deliver the outdoors, or last week's outdoors.
Yeah, we delivered the outdoors last week.
we deliver the outdoors, but only in 30-minute chunks.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's the issue: is that wrestling takes place where? Indoors. Not their purview, Steve. Now, if these Impact shows taking place outdoors,
oh man, they'd be on.
Oh, they'd be on it.
On and cracking.
They'd be totally on it.
Absolutely.
All right. Before we get to answers of questions, let's talk about something to get excited about. Confirmed today, we're getting, as we figured, Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley at All Out.
Oh boy.
So we got 2 matches confirmed so far. Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho for championship. Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley. Grudge match. Wow.
Oh, that's killer,
That's gonna
man.
be something else,
That's
man.
awesome. That's great.
Is Kenny going to do a thumbtack spot?
I would love to be a fly on
dear.
the wall.
Or is
on
Mox
those
going to get
two.
all that out of him for now with his Joey Janela match? Because there could be at least
He's got a
thumbtack.
Janela match? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's going to be big time.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenny, he's had a match with the hardcore guy from TNA.
Yeah. They didn't exactly get hardcore.
I wonder if this is going to be more
Along the lines of
like a G1 match.
Yeah, I was going to say what we saw from Mox and Juice Robinson.
Because I don't think Kenny's going to be in the G1.
No.
So that leaves this match
To be his G1 for the year. Yeah.
When is the G1?
I think it'll be over by the time All Out happens.
All right.
They're starting early this year in June.
What if Mox just wants to take it easy after the G1?
Like, well, I don't want to really do a grueling G1 style match. Can we just do a hardcore match instead?
Listen, we used to do these things in WWE called wrestles. We just do a lot of those. Kyle will eat that up here in AEW. Believe me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's very exciting.
They'll be chanting, "You can wrestle."
Undetermined if we're going to be there or not.
Yeah.
But if we aren't, we're definitely going to be live streaming our reactions.
Absolutely.
Right here, August 31st.
And what else happens that day? NXT UK Takeover, Cardiff.
I'll be watching that from my couch.
Oh, you want to make a whole day of streaming?
No.
It'd still be less time than WrestleMania, probably. Here's the thing, because I think that starts at 11 our time, Takeover. That'll be, 2.5 hours? We'll be out here by 1:30. Take a 2-hour break. Come back for...
come back.
Think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll give it some thought. We'll see how we're doing financially there. Oh, man. Anyways, let's answer some questions.
Yes.
I got some questions for you. I want to answer them immediately.
Jay Asasio Bestov. What happens easier, Shane McMahon sweats or Ric Flair bleeds?
What happens easier? Oh,
Yeah.
Ric Flair. Wow, boy, that's a tough one.
Really tough one.
That's a tough one. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Dana Warrior posted a picture of her wearing Warrior makeup, and it's all pro LGBTQ pride stuff, which of course is soaking in irony.
Given what her
husband used to say. Yeah.
Ric Flair, probably Ric Flair bleeding, but then Shane sweats profusely pretty much instantly, so it's kind of a toss-up. Vince Delgado, are you going to try and get All Out tickets? If so, will you be at StarCast 3? To be decided.
Yeah, to be decided. Even Meltzer is talking about the Dana Warrior thing. He says, nobody's asking her not to support a cause or claiming she even believes what her husband did. So work all you want to support the cause, but don't dress up like him. I promise, if I work to support abused women, I'm not dressing up to be O.J. Simpson. Wow. Ouch. Wow, Meltzer. Woo. Oof. Oh, boy.
Oof. Wow.
Shooting hard.
Yeah.
Shooting hard. Oh, man. Anyways, I got to get off Twitter. Let me get to the...
Well, you got to get on the right
I got to get on the
Twitter
right Twitter, yeah.
Questions.
Yeah, Blake says, Blake Elizondo, thoughts on WWE's pride push on Twitter, considering where they were last Friday.
That aspect, too. Now, there's like Finn Balor. You know.
Do you think he's going to get punished for that?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, he's not at all.
Do you think the Saudis are pissed about that? Do you think they know about it?
Maybe.
You think anybody's called Vince and been like...
I don't know if he's aware of it. Triple H probably is, but I doubt Vince is aware of it.
What did you tell him? I said, guy just likes I don't know. I just sort of, I went like this. I went, can't hear you.
Yeah.
And then hung up.
This one, it's a situation I'm sure a lot of the wrestlers and probably many within the company are doing this advocacy work because they believe in it. 100%. Mm-hmm. It might even go all the way up the ladder as high as Vince. I don't know.
Yeah.
But one thing Vince likes more than anything else is money.
Yeah, man.
And so whether he is on board with this advocacy campaign or not, assuming he is, whatever personal beliefs he may have will always be trumped by money.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, it's just a very WWE thing.
Yeah.
Let's take the money and completely betray what
we're doing the advocacy work for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a very WWE thing.
It totally is.
You know, it's all talk and no action. That's what they do. Well, the action is get money.
Because money, well, our action speaks louder than.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see here. John Flores, who would be your top three surprise also / non-New Japan entrants in the G1s?
Oh, apart from those who have already been announced.
Yeah, I would love to see Jimmy Havoc there. I think it'd be
interesting.
Great. That'd be really fun.
Kenny.
Wow, that'd be huge. I'm gonna say no, Kenny. I want to give. Kenny's done it plenty of times. We're gonna get him and Mox. What other dream matches are there?
Sorry, Cody. He wanted to do the G1. He's never been in it. Give me Cody in G1.
You know what? Take Cody out. Dustin in. I'm gonna say Dustin Rhodes.
Why not both of them?
Because
separate blocks,
brother.
Yeah, separate blocks, so they don't have to wrestle. Neither are gonna win their blocks.
Daniel Bryan.
All right, now you're being ridiculous.
That would be a big surprise.
It would be a massive surprise.
Huge.
Here's like with Mox being the G1, I wonder how they're going to handle that because obviously they don't want to have him to lose a ton.
Yeah.
But he's not going to win his block.
No. He will be booked as strong. Okay, hold on. Let me take a look at the.
He'll be booked. I think I've said this before. He'll be booked strong enough to finish second in his block or something like that.
Yeah.
So he'll lose to like Tanahashi or Okada or the top tier, the absolute top tier. He will get one win over someone like Naito.
He'll get a win. He'll get a win on Naito.
Naito, Ibushi, Ishii.
I would be surprised.
Someone of that caliber. God. But he's not beating Okada. He's not beating Tanahashi.
Yeah. I think you're right about that.
He'll beat Jay White,
He'll beat Stan Stasiak.
He'll beat someone.
Bolo Mongol.
He'll be at least one person in their upper mid card, but he will not beat Tanahashi or Okada.
This is the 1974 World League. It was like the
Wow.
precursor to the G1, I guess. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, more questions.
More questions.
Blake Elizondo thoughts on. Oh, I just asked that one. Sorry.
Tim Owens, if AEW flops, will that be the end of anyone trying to start an alternative WWE?
No.
Let me ask you this. TV is kind of everything
Yeah.
for them, right? That's everything. So if that doesn't get the ratings that it needs and eventually gets canceled, that's going to be kind of the end. Although I don't know. If it does flop, will that be the end of it? I mean, forever is a long, long time.
No, I don't think.
But I kind of think it'd be the end of it for a while.
Yeah, it probably would.
Because this is the best.
This is kind of the best opportunity.
This is the perfect storm of an alternative at WWE.
Daryl W. Perry, why do 3 and 4 tag team matches only allow 2 teams to be in the ring at once, while a triple threat or fatal 4-way has all participants in the ring? Shouldn't a 4 quarters tag match have 4 people in the ring at once? Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that you can tag anybody and there's only 2 people. I agree.
I've always said that's annoying to me. Is that like, why would you ever tag anybody in if your team couldn't win?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I hate that. That's stupid.
Ramon Montoya, should the cruiserweight division be above all the other brands, having matches on both SmackDown and Raw, including both NXT brands?
I mean, that's in theory.
That's just not what it is now.
In theory, that's what the women's tag titles are supposed to be.
Yeah, and I think in theory that's kind of what cruiserweight belt was supposed to be. At least it was supposed to be on Raw, and then they had their own show.
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of.
And even in like if they tried it in practice, it wouldn't work because look at the women's tag titles. They tried that and they're like they weren't even on TV.
Well, they're not even defended anymore too.
Wait, were they on Raw? They were on Raw, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they defended against a couple of local wrestlers.
The locals, yeah.
Soul FGC, which would be more likely, Jushin Liger returning to NXT or Triple H being exiled to the Indies?
Jushin Liger.
Yeah.
Exiled. Triple H wouldn't. If Triple H got fired somehow from WWE, he would go into business or something. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
He'd work for All Elite Wrestling. Dominic Malnar, he says, how cringy and awkward was Dana Warrior's Pride Month tweet?
All of it.
Yeah.
Very. Let's see.
Jeremy asked, what's the dream match you want to see for Kenta? He said he wants Mox. He wants to prove that his way of wrestling is best against a former WWE guy. That's the gist I got from that interview he did with Chris Charlton.
Yeah.
He also said Okada.
I don't know.
Who doesn't want to wrestle Okada?
I don't have a lot of. I haven't seen a lot of like what Kenta can really do beyond outside of NXT. I haven't really watched any of his matches, so I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool that he's there because it's like a big FU to WWE. Nick Bartlett, if FX made a season of American Crime Story based on an infamous event in wrestling history, what would you like to see?
Bruiser Brody's death.
Bruiser Brody's death.
100%.
I would. Yeah, that would actually be really good. Mm-hmm. Like take it through the trial and everything, and what a sham it was.
Mr. Triple Mania, Juan Guerrero Jr. Predictions for Triple A's. Say that.
Verano de Escandalo.
This Sunday. I have to pull up the card. Also, any thoughts on Alberto El Patron and Chavo Guerrero's new Lucha Libre promotion? They have a new promotion.
That's cool.
The card looks pretty good. They got Lucha Brothers on it.
That's cool.
So I mean, I'm all for promotions. More promotions allow wrestlers to work and make more money. So as long as the product's good, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
As long as people are into it.
So what's Triple A's? Here, read the next question.
Oscar Silva, what will it take for NXT to become stale? It's been excellent for 5 years. It doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. if Vince gets hands on with
Yep.
it, that's gonna immediately.
All right, this is what we got.
All right.
Lady Shani, who was their champion versus Keira and Chick Tormenta. Gotta go with Lady Shani.
I'm gonna say the upset victory, Chick Tormenta.
Tormenta? Okay.
Tormenta, what a great name.
Fabi Apache
Yeah, she wins.
versus El Hijo de Torontis.
Don't care. It's Fabi Apache. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's my favorite.
Mamba and Maximo versus Australian Suicide and Sammy Guevara.
How strong was Sammy Guevara booked at
Raider Reyes? Decently.
Decently, right?
Yeah, I'll give the edge to Sammy Guevara.
Who is Australian Suicide?
I don't know. He doesn't have a Wikipedia entry.
That's awesome.
Laredo Kid and Taya versus Dogga and Tessa Blanchard.
Ooh, they're
That'll be
together,
good.
I think, Dogg and Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, really?
They're a thing, yeah.
Give the edge to Dogga and Tessa Blanchard then.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
6-man tag match: Aerostar, Pagano, and Puma King versus Chessman.
Hey, Chessman.
Hey, Chessman. Killer Kross and Monster Clown.
I'm going to say Aerostar, Pagano, and Puma King.
Chessman's playing like 14-dimension chess. Give it to Chessman.
They also have Scarlett Bordeaux in their corner.
Yeah. Who is Chessman?
He's
That's
Chessman.
Chessman.
That's the Chessman.
That's great.
Oh, that was wasn't that like people were calling him like Wolfpack?
Oh,
Sting?
yeah. NWO Wolfpack Sting, yeah. Next, another 6-man tag match: El Hijo del Vikingo, La Parca, and Miz Taz's Jr. versus
Los Mercenarios.
Rey Escorpion, Tejano Jr.
I'd say never bet against El Hijo del Vikingo.
Yeah.
That's not LA Park.
That's La Parca.
That's La Parca.
But then this is
It's La Parca 2. He debuted in '87. Wait, is that La Parca?
I don't.
That's got to be regular La Parca, but it says La Parca 2.
I don't know. It's all confusing.
Feuding with LA Park. I thought LA Park.
There's no
was La
there's no
Parca.
WCW on here, so it's not OG La Parca. Next, Young Bucks taking on Lucha Bros. Lucha Brothers probably win those belts.
Oh, yeah.
And then Psycho Clown and Dr. Wagner Jr. taking on Blue Demon Jr. and Taurus. I'm going to give the edge to Blue Demon Jr. and Taurus. Because I feel like No, Psycho Clown and Dr. Wagner. Because I feel like Blue Demon Jr. is going to win at Triple Mania. And then Dr. Wagner's going to have to cut his hair.
That's a hair versus mask match. How old is Blue Demon Jr.?
52.
Okay, he's losing his mask.
You think so?
Yes.
So then he has to win this match.
So that he's going to win this match.
See, I feel like Dr. Wagner is going to lose his hair.
All right, well, that's going to be all my confidence points on Dr. Wagner Jr. winning at Triple Mania.
Wow. Ballsy.
I don't know where else to put my confidence
Ballsy.
points. I don't even know who the hell else is fighting.
When is Triple Mania? August 3rd. Awesome. Can't wait.
Lord Ziffer, since Clash of Champions is going to be in Sacramento,
Yeah.
I would think you guys will be. When was that announced? A while ago?
Yeah. And I don't think there's been a formal announcement.
Where in Sac? Golden One or Arco?
Hughes Stadium.
What?
Yeah, it's Golden One.
Oh, I want Arco.
No.
Why are you so anti? They had the best concession stands there.
Because it sucks.
Because it sucks.
Continue the question, please.
So book the best Clash of Champions card that you guys would want to see. Well, to me, Clash of Champions should be
all titles on the line.
All titles on the line.
And exclusively titles on the line.
Yeah, so WWE title Kofi Kingston. I'm going to say, you know what? Xavier Woods has been doing such a good job. He says, I'm going to give you a title shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it's a friendly, but it gets chippy.
When, if the date's been announced. October 6th. So right after SmackDown debuts on Fox.
Ooh.
It's like the Sunday after.
So
or is it the Sunday before? Maybe
it's going to be
before.
Roman versus Shane in a rematch.
Oh, gosh.
For the WWE title.
Oh, my goodness.
Maybe a triple threat.
With Drew McIntyre in there. The thing from under the ring. What are the odds that Shane defeats Kofi at SummerSlam for the title?
What are the odds that what at SummerSlam?
What are the odds that Shane beats Kofi at SummerSlam for the title?
I don't even know anymore.
Right now, I think it's about a 33 and 3% chance. This is a good question. Jason Lewis, kayfabe reasons why superstars who can't get on TV with their brand aren't using the wild card rule to get on the opposing brand show. Is it the same thing as an open challenge? Like everybody runs to a gorilla and whoever's there first, the first 5? Or 10 or 12, however many it is now.
In kayfabe, those people are just slow. They all just don't pay attention.
Yeah, it could be.
They all just don't pay attention. Their emails are like really slow, and they all have the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows how to fix it.
Yeah.
Yours truly, how do you guys feel about Bray's new gimmick? When do you think he'll debut? And who will his first match be against? So he's going to be wrestling as The Fiend, I imagine.
Yeah. I love Firefly Funhouse.
Mm-hmm. You just want that forever.
Yeah, I want that in perpetuity.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't know how they're going to transition from that to him being a wrestler without seeing it being underwhelming, because what they're doing on Firefly Funhouse is so interesting.
Yeah, I know.
That him just stepping into a wrestling ring and just wrestling is going to be like, all right, this is it. This is all building up to just him wrestling again. There needs to be a larger payoff, I feel like, than him just wrestling again. That's my concern.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what that entails. I don't even know if they know.
I don't know.
I'm sure Bray has an idea. I'm sure Bray. Here's the thing: if Bray is in charge of this particular creative, I have faith that whatever it is going to be interesting, and it's going to be something that's unpredictable.
Yeah. Van Dam. Draft time. Pick 5 wrestlers and make the best, worst band of pirates any wrestling promotion.
Oh, okay. We'll end on this one.
Yeah.
Pirates are disgusting.
Best pirate. All right. Kairi Sane.
Well, yeah.
Juice Robinson.
No, he's on the worst pirate.
All right. Sonata.
Oh, best.
Yeah, best. Yeah. Kairi, Sonata.
Yeah. Kairi is the captain. Sonata is her first officer.
You got to have some muscle on there. Brock Lesnar, he's a mercenary.
As a pirate, though? Yar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of staring at his line, he'll stare out to sea.
Okay.
Count his doubloons. Any other pirate-themed wrestlers?
Shawn Michaels. He's swashbuckling. He did the thing coming down the thing.
Fair.
Because whenever you're a pirate, you have to swing down ropes.
And then also Sting then.
And then Sting, of course.
For the same reason. All right, those are my pirates. You draft the worst team.
Oh, awesome.
So Juice.
Juice is number 1. Juice is number 1. Marty Scurll, the villain, has kind of a pirate vibe.
Potentially.
But he's really short, so I'm going to take him as worst pirate. Because short guys, I don't think ever stood a chance back in the day. I think if you're small, you're going to get killed. So he's the worst pirate, Marty Scurll. Of course, he also has his second in command, Brody King. Brody King sounds like a pirate.
No, that's true. I'm agreeing with you.
And Brody King's the guy who takes him out.
All right.
He takes over. So there's 3 right there. And then I'll say no, I don't like him. Baron Corbin kind of has a pirate vibe to him. Like that could be a waiter's outfit, or it could be kind of pirate also.
All right.
Pirates wore vests, I think. And then Drew could be no, that's too good.
Yeah,
though.
he'd be a good pirate.
Drew would be a good pirate. I need a bad pirate.
Who's someone who's a bad wrestler, a losing wrestler?
This is gonna be kind of rude, but that dude in All Elite with no legs. I'm not sure how well he'd do as a pirate. Didn't one pirate have like a wooden leg?
Peg leg, yes.
Yeah, so he'd have 2 of those. I mean, we saw how he did in that buy-in battle royal. It wasn't very good. I want to see that guy in action doing stuff that's impressive.
Yeah.
You feel me on that one?
I do want to see him do impressive stuff, yeah.
But he'd make a bad pirate.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he'd make a bad pirate. Good job, Larson. Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.